Welcome to the Get Unstuck show with me, Hannah Carr, one half of the duo who run this group on Facebook, Fight Fatigue, Stress and Anxiety Naturally. And today we are talking about healing. What if you don't have the energy to heal? Because healing takes energy. So just a reminder who this show is for. It's your weekly dose of motivation, structure and practical tips to help you move forward during the week. And it's for busy working women who are ready to move forward in their lives using natural solutions for healthy living, to elevate your energy, upgrade your mindset, find calm amongst the chaos, isn't it chaotic, and use daily rituals that light up your soul. So today I'm talking about seasonal living. I'm going to keep trying to check my computer, we're still going. We're talking about seasonal living. Sarah and I love a little bit of seasonal living because it's really brought balance to our life and helped us to optimize our health. And seasonal living for winter, we're about to go into the winter season officially, works on the kidneys and the bladder. And if you have any challenges within these organs of your body, it shows up as problems within the body with the lower back or any of these, right? The lower back, the knees, you might be frequent urination or urine infections or menstrual or fertility issues. So all that kind of pelvis area, but it's also related to the ears. So tinnitus, sensitive ears, adrenals, which are just above the kidneys, and feeling fatigue, going prematurely grey, and other bigger issues like autoimmune flare-ups or like motivation, very low motivation, or feeling excessive fear or anxiety. All of these are related to what's known in traditional Chinese medicine as the water element. I should mention skeletal disorders as well. So I'm going to keep checking here that my time's running okay. Let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me okay. And I did just share in take one, but I'm going to say it again in case you watch this one, that we are giving away at the moment a beautiful menu plan to help you balance your hormones naturally. Okay, so it's not just the foods, it's actually made into recipes that are delicious, quick, easy, healthy, right, for that hormonal balance, which helps with, oh my goodness, so many things. Probably, what would you think when I say hormones? Mood, energy, PMS, perimenopause, hot sweats, like so many things are linked to hormones, right? Even the things that we've just mentioned here, like the adrenals, that's linked to hormones because the cortisol and the adrenaline. Thyroid is linked to hormones. So honestly, this can help so many women. And it's yours completely free. All we ask in exchange is that you complete a quick survey for us. It takes 5 minutes or less. And your feedback will help us to create better content moving forward into the next year. So I'll drop that in the comments now. I think that worked on take one as well. And this is available until the 9th of December. So I'm just going to click this into the comments. So I'll just write it to get the menu plan. Click here. So once you've taken the survey, it takes you through to Messenger on Facebook, and that's how it actually drops the menu plan to you. So let us know if you're going to be grabbing that. You've got a few more days to get it. But today I want to talk about naturopathic techniques. I am a naturopathic nutritionist. I use naturopathic techniques all of the time, and these are a beautiful way of healing the body, okay? They are gentle, simple, yet very, very powerful and uniquely effective at healing an unwell body. There's lots of different types of naturopathic techniques, and I'm thinking about one particularly that can help in the winter. So when we are ill, just living takes energy, doesn't it? Breathing, eating, sleeping, moving, working, playing with maybe family or pets takes energy. So healing takes an awful lot of energy. So if you are ill already and you haven't got energy, you're going to be stuck in this like catch-22 of I'm ill and I need to heal, but I don't have the energy to heal, so I'm stuck. So do we have anyone here who is feeling stuck and wants to know a way to move forward because they feel like they haven't got the energy to heal? Okay, naturopathic techniques is one of the ways that you can do this. So naturopathic techniques help to create movement in an area of stagnation or when energy is very, very low. They can also help to move toxicity all of the way out of the body. So sometimes toxins do get moved around the body, but they get stuck at a particular place. We don't want that, okay? So we're going to assist the body where it needs it most, and we're going to help the body to detoxify, which is normally a natural process. And I've seen people say, I've seen this on Facebook and Instagram, and it's like, you don't need to help your body detox, it does it naturally. The amount of toxins that we throw at our body these days with pesticides and herbicides, and the amount of planes and cars that are, you know, in our air, and the paints that we use, and the sofas that we sit on, and the carpets that we put in our homes, and the products that we use in our skin. I could go on and on about this. We are literally swimming in toxins all the time. We're asking our bodies to do a lot. And then we might put in some junk food or some takeaway food or some real chemical foods, right, into our body, and then we're still hoping that the body's just going to do it all by itself, and we've not got to help it at all. Come on, let's be realistic. Yeah. So the toxins can move around the body, should move around the body naturally, but they do get stuck and they need a little bit of help. And you know, we are throwing all these toxins at our body. It's our job. We need to stand in our power and know that we have the ability to heal ourselves. It's not someone else's job. We don't need to be looking for, sometimes we need a little bit of assistance of like, how do I do this? And someone needs to point us in the right direction. But it's no one else's job to fix you. And no one knows about you as much as you, okay? So someone else can, you know, I've had diagnosis for things in the past, and it's like, you just know that for me personally, I know that's not what I've got, because we've got intuition, right? So we need to lean into this and be using this as well. So let's talk about the way the toxins move through the body. Let me know if this is interesting to you. If you're like, oh God, no, don't give me the science, just tell me how to fix it. Or do you actually want to know a little bit? Sarah and I show up here every week with the Get Unstuck show, and we know that there's lots of you who watch and you don't comment. That's absolutely fine. We would like to be anonymous sometimes, so let us know, maybe by dropping some hearts in the comments. That would be really good. That would make us feel really, really good and know that what we're sharing is useful for you. So toxins are released first of all at a cellular level, so they're trapped in the cells and they are released into the lymphatic system. Some is released via the lungs and also the skin, so we're always breathing obviously, and the skin is always releasing toxins as well. From the lymphatic system, it drains into the blood, and again, some's released via the skin and the lungs, and then it's passed in, through the liver, and the liver filters out the toxins. The liver does a huge job here. The liver excretes the toxins into bile, into the bowel, and then the bowel excretes the toxins. Okay, so we mustn't have sluggish bowels. The bowels must be moving all the time to remove the toxins from the body. And sometimes this process can get impaired at different stages. So for example, if it's stuck at the lymph stage, you might get swollen glands or a fever or a sore throat. So if you've got a fever, don't suppress it. If your kids have got a fever in the beginning and it's not too high, don't suppress it. It's the body doing its own job, right? It's a natural job. It's actually trying to produce the energy to get rid of these toxins, right? But the liver can also become overloaded as well, and then that goes back into the blood, which affects the bowel, and it all becomes a bit sluggish. So anyone here, if you're willing to share, have you ever had sluggish bowel? Yes, I've suffered with that a lot in my life. So often, especially for women, the liver is the first place to show congestion, and it needs supporting first. But saying that, there is an optimal time of year to do that. So I said this particular week show was about seasonal living. So if we're looking into the seasons, the best time of year to look after the liver, we can do it all year long, but the most optimal results are going to be in the spring, and that's because those organs, the liver and the gallbladder, are associated with detoxification and waste removal, which is that spring cleaning energy, right? So traditional Chinese medicine is linked to spring, and it's a major organ, the liver, for transportation and transformation. And we know it in the West as a detoxifier. So we need to make sure that we've got optimal workings of this organ, so we've got overall clear functioning of the body. 1st of December to the 21st of March is the time to be looking after the kidneys and the bladder. So what do we know about kidneys? Let me know in the comments. Like, do you know that you've got any problem with your kidneys? If you do, how do you know that? I mean, some women will share with me that they can feel their kidneys, right? Or they've got with the urinary tract, they can feel that they've got urinary infections. So how do you know if you've got something going on with your kidneys? So as apart from the kidneys, apart from the bladder, it's also related to your bones, your teeth, your joints, your ears, your brain, and your marrow is all influenced by the kidneys. And the kidneys is where our vital energy is stored. So in traditional Chinese medicine, they call this your Jing energy, your essence, your vital essence. Okay. And they say that the kidneys actually ignite all the processes and functions within the entire body, mind, and spirit. And this is what we always teach here at the Holistic Health Collective. We are one, the mind, the body, and the spirit, right? And the kidneys ignite that process. So they provide that driving force, that energy, right? That power that we need to overcome everyday obstacles, to press forwards, to accomplish our goals, to live life to our fullest potential. So if you feel like you're not able to do any of that because you haven't got the energy, it's the kidneys that really need some TLC. And we're just about moving into the season that's the optimal time to do that. So we draw upon the energy in our kidneys, this Jing energy, this vital essence for everything, right? For living, for working, for aging. So we need to make sure that we've got enough reserves. If you're exhausting the reserves, don't worry, the body's going to let you know. The body's communication, its language with us is through discomfort, really, through symptoms. And they start as whispers. So we might notice, for example, right, talking about the kidneys, we might notice that we feel a little bit tired. And ideally, we'd need to be tuning in and resting, like, oh, okay, I'm depleting my vital essence here. But we don't. We go, I know I'm tired, but I've got X, Y, and Z on, so we actually ignore it, right? And then that can turn into maybe years later, and it takes years and years and years for these things to compound into deeper problems. Complete exhaustion, or like I had, adrenal fatigue, right? Because we're not listening to our bodies. And this happens with lots of symptoms. We notice that there's like a little pain in our shoulder, but we're just ignore it and carry on. I think that's the case for most of us. Would you agree? So I mentioned at the start of the video all the areas that the kidneys and bladder are also linked to. So I'm just going to go through some of those again. But if you've got things like lower backache, weak knees, the frequent need to urinate, or menstrual problems, or even fertility problems, these are all signs of imbalances. Also, feeling tired, feeling exhausted, having an autoimmune flare up, or being very low on motivation. Do you know I said it gives you that driving energy? If you're feeling really low motivation or excessive fear or anxiety, it said that these are all stored in the kidneys, right? I've actually got a short story about this. I still have fears. I still have fears. I do know some people who don't have any fears at all. I'd love to know if you're one of those people. But I think most people have fears, right? But I wasn't when I was younger, but I started to get very scared of heights. But even to the point, I still don't like them now, but even to the point, if I was driving over a high bridge, I'd start sort of catastrophizing a little bit in my brain, right? Of, I don't know, I don't even know what. Am I going to get blown off? Like, obviously not in a car, but the fear was there, like I don't want to drive over this bridge, and I could feel myself gripping. When I started to take better care of my kidneys, I realised that fear was eliminated. It had gone. Like I'm not worried to drive over a tall bridge anymore. So where else in my life is that showing up? It's not just going to be in one area. It's going to be in lots of areas. So let me know if this is resonating with you. Do you feel like you're scared about things, or you've got anxiety about things? Also, the other thing I didn't mention there is related to the skeletal disorders as well. So this could show up, as mentioned, their back pain, but it could show up as bladder pain as well, or vertigo, or headaches, or vision issues, or urinary incontinence. Emotionally, it would show up as things like holding on to things, like so holding on to grudges or jealousy or fear, right? So that's that kidney energy. It's like holding on. So I mentioned the astrological winter starts on the 21st of December, also known as the winter solstice. And we need to prepare our bodies moving in for that. So Sarah and I, over the next year, are developing some cleanses for ourselves and for our clients. And we're going to be doing this on every seasonal change. So I mentioned there, the springtime is a time to be looking after the liver and the gallbladder, and the winter, just as an example, is the kidneys and the bladder, which are also related to many other areas in the body, right? They're just the main organs. If we can work through the year looking after each of these organs at the right time, our health is going to be so much better balanced at the end of the year. So as an example, the winter is a time to go inwards, okay? But we push against that. We are so external, we are so busy, we are so rushing about. We don't give ourselves a time like the tree that shed its leaves, that's storing all its energy within. We don't do that in the winter. So we do need to create these pockets of time where we are doing that. So we are building up our energy reserves back in the kidneys, okay? This vital energy, this vital essence. And we need to make sure that as we move into spring and we want to be cleansing the liver then, that we've got the energy to do that. So we need to be doing the right things at the right time. So we're developing these cleanses. They're going to be simple, easy to follow. And these are either for women that we work with lots of women. If you have never done any work on your health and you find it hard to stick to things and your energy is low, you need quite a lot of support in our experience, right, to overcome that and move forward. With the right support, you can get your health back on track. So that would be a longer type of program. We're running that in January, actually. It's called the Exhausted to Energize Method. So you're going to need support to get going, right, and then maintain it. Then we've got women that have done that, or their health wasn't too bad, and they just want a supportive community, and they want some things made a bit easier for them. So can someone teach me the yoga, or can someone give me the menu plans, or can someone answer my health questions for me? And they want to feel community vibes as well. So we do that inside our membership. Now the women that have done both of those things, or either or, then they may be ready to optimize their health. And this is one of the ways you can do it, by doing seasonal cleanses. When I say cleanse, I don't mean like a really difficult juice cleanse or smoothie cleanse or fast. I'm not talking about that. That's not right for this time of year. It needs to be very gentle on the body. We don't want to be overexerting ourselves in winter, okay? So it's either for women that want to optimize their health, or maybe you are challenged by one of the health issues I've mentioned here. So you do have problems with the kidneys, or urinary infections, or lower back, or knees, or problems with your ears. So you know that you need a little bit more balance in this area. We've created a 5-day cleanse that you can do through the winter. So we are doing it collectively from the 12th to the 16th of December, and we're doing that before the seasonal change. So we're preparing our bodies ready to move into winter. Then what you learn, you can continue as much or as little of it as you like throughout the winter season. So from the 21st of December to the 21st of March, there or thereabouts. It changes every year by a day or so, usually. So we've got this winter cleanse coming up, and this is going to give you an opportunity to balance your health and just spirit as well, because that is very much linked to the kidneys and the urinary. And when you manage their resources, you better manage your own reserves. So we've got this cleanse that is starting. I'm just going to tell you what we're going to be included in it. Like I said, it's very gentle. I mentioned the naturopathic techniques right at the beginning of this show this week. So we've got some naturopathic techniques that actually support the kidneys and the bladder. Then we need to hydrate in the right way. This is so important for the kidneys. You all know this. Like if you ever get a urinary infection, it's like drink water, drink water. If you've got a problem with your kidneys, drink water, drink water. I teach this in the Exhausted to Energize method. If you ever had a plant at home that you water, you pour the water in, it's so dried out, it just comes straight through the bottom and it collects in that little cup at the bottom, right? It doesn't hydrate the plant at all. That happens with our body sometimes. We drink water and it just goes straight through us. So anyone, are you ever on the toilet, like just need a wee constantly as soon as you start drinking water? That's when we know that it's not actually getting into the cells of the body and into the different organs in the way that it could be, okay? So we need to make sure that we are hydrating it in the right way, especially in winter, because winter is the water element. In fact, what I've noticed with my training in traditional Chinese medicine, that when anyone's got an imbalance in any element, they've also got an imbalance in the water element. It seems to start here with the water element. And, you know, I can see that with my kids. You know, they don't drink enough water. We're in heated homes. We are eating dehydrating foods like crackers and mince pies and cheese, you know, those kind of things around Christmas, right? Very dehydrating. So we need to make sure we're hydrating the body. We're going to be including in the cleanse simple foods that will support the kidneys and bladder specifically. So we're not going to be stripping foods out, doing an elimination diet, doing anything that's really hard to stick to at this time of year. Simply bringing some foods in that is going to support the right organs at the right time, that will also be delicious and seasonal. What we should be doing anyway, but it's forgotten knowledge, right? We want to be supporting the body, not with really exerting ourselves and really sweating a lot in the winter. That can actually deplete us, but we want to make sure that we are generating this vital essence again with things like breath work and yoga, so restorative movement. And we're going to be giving you routines that take about 15 minutes a day. We'll be doing it every single day from the 12th to the 16th, and then we encourage you to continue thereafter. And these will help to slow you down, help you to have that inward energy, help to nourish these organs at this time of year when it's difficult not to rush about because we've got a lot of demands on us, okay? Also, we want to be celebrating the solstice itself. So on the 21st, we want to make sure that we're actually connecting to the earth, that we're actually having this celebration of, it's the shortest day, isn't it? So the light's going to be returning after the shortest day. We want to be welcoming that light back into our lives. And connecting with this in a deep and meaningful way. So we'll be sharing some rituals that you can do on the solstice itself as well. And this is going to be run in a WhatsApp group. So the last 6-week course that we ran, we actually ran on WhatsApp. We usually run them on Facebook. We tried WhatsApp and it worked really well. You can get instant feedback. Everyone can share things. Everyone sees the notifications, and the group will then go away after the challenge. So it's not going to be pinging and dinging forevermore, but it's going to give you that supportive community to remind you of, like, oh yeah, I need to do that yoga and breath work today. Oh yeah, I've got those foods in. I need to make sure that I'm including them in my diary today. And then 21st, we'll be supporting each other, sending pictures, showing each other what we're actually going to be doing on the solstice as well. So the link is not quite ready to purchase yet. It will probably be ready by the end of the day. So please comment below if you like the sound of this, if you'd like to join us for this. It's going to be really, really affordable. And members of the Holistic Health Circle, you're going to get more than a 30% discount as well. In fact, it's nearly 35% discount. So again, let us know below if you would like the link, and I'll send it to you later when it's ready. So when you purchase it, all of the information will be ready for you from Friday the 9th. So you've got the weekend to get ready to order a few things if you need it. A lot of it you're going to have in anyway, but might be forgotten at the back of cupboards, right? And the other things you can just get in any supermarket or local farm shop. So you'll have the weekend to get prepared and organised, and you can join us from the 12th to the 16th. If you're not available then, or you can't do it then, or you've got lots of whatever going on then, end of the school year, maybe you're a school teacher and you haven't got time to focus on that, you can do this anytime from then up until the 21st of March. It's going to be beneficial, and it doesn't, you may not have the group to support you doing it, but you can still access it yourself. So that is what's going on in our life. We've got the free menu plan for you, the hormonal balancing menu plan. That's available when you take our quick survey for 5 minutes, giving us feedback so we can create better content for you going forward. And then we've got our seasonal winter cleanse coming up as well, which is for 5 days. So let us know if you would like those links. Thank you for watching the Get Unstuck show. Make sure that you tag your friends or share with your friends this video if you think it will be helpful for them. If something came to mind, that person's got a bad back, that person struggles with their knees, that person's got low energy, make sure you tag them in. If they're not a member of the group, you need to invite them to the group first, and we will put this on YouTube as well afterwards for anyone that is not a Facebook fan. Lots of love from us this week. We will be back next week. See you then.